Chapter 5. Adjectives, Degrees of Comparison. Down the memory lane. Read the paragraph aloud. The Pandavas were 5 in number. Yudhishthir was the eldest. All of them were great warriors. Bhim was stronger than everyone else. Arjun was the most skilled. Nakul was younger than Arjun. Sahadev was the youngest, but he was very intelligent. Study the words in italics. They are adjectives. Can you state which kind of adjective they are? These are adjectives of quality. You can see that some of the adjectives have more than one form, like younger, youngest. This happens because of the degrees of comparison. Icebreaker. The degrees of comparison. Read the following sentences. Ramadhir is tall. Faisal is taller than Ramadhir. Anurag is the tallest of all. In the first sentence, the adjective tall simply states that Ramadhir is tall without comparing him with anyone else. In the second sentence, the adjective taller says that Faisal is taller in comparison to Ramadhir. In the third sentence, the adjective tallest says that Anurag is the tallest of the 3 boys. In these sentences, we can see the changes in the forms of the same adjective. So there are 3 degrees of adjectives of quality. Positive degree, without any comparison. Example, tall. Comparative degree, comparison between 2 persons or things. Example, taller. Superlative degree, comparison between 3 or more persons or things. Example, tallest. Watch out! We do not use double comparatives or double superlatives. Example, this is the greatest book I have read. Right. This is the most greatest book I have read. Wrong. We can, however, use 2 different degrees together, much better and much more. Example, this book is much better than the one I read yesterday. Some special structures. Note how each degree of comparison takes on some special sentence structures. Examples, Jim is as fast as Roger. As, positive degree, as. Are you as good as Dravid? As, positive degree, as. Atif is shorter than Nihal. Comparative degree, than. This box is heavier than the last one. Comparative degree, than. Examples, Vimal is the quietest of all. The superlative, of. He is the quietest boy in his class. The superlative, noun, in. Formation of comparative and superlative degrees. There are some rules that help us form comparative and superlative degrees from the positive degree. Rule 1. Most adjectives of one syllable are converted by adding er and est. Positive, comparative, superlative. Hard, harder, hardest. Great, greater, greatest. Few, fewer, fewest. Old, older, oldest. Old, elder, eldest. Rule 2. When the positive ends in e, only r and st are added. Large, larger, largest. Late, later, latest. Fine, finer, finest. Brave, braver, bravest. Able, abler, ablest. Rule 3. When the positive ends in a consonant preceded by a vowel, the consonant is doubled before adding er and est. Thin, thinner, thinnest. Fat, fatter, fattest. Sad, sadder, saddest. Big, bigger, biggest. Rule 4. When the positive ends in y preceded by a consonant, the y is changed into I before adding er and est. Merry, merrier, merriest. Holy, holier, holiest. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. Dry, drier, driest, easy, easier, easiest. Rule 5. Some comparatives and superlatives are different from the positive. Good, better, best. Far, farther, farthest. Little, less, least. Much, more, most. Rule 6. Adjectives of 2 syllables or more than 2 syllables form the comparative and superlative by adding more and most or less and least before them. Important. More, less important. Most, least important. Beautiful. More, less beautiful. Most, least beautiful. Difficult. More, less difficult. Most, least difficult. Careful. More, less careful. Most, least careful. Dutiful. More, less dutiful. Most, least dutiful. Points to remember. Adjectives of quality have 3 degrees: positive, comparative, and superlative. The positive degree does not compare anything, it just states facts. The comparative degree compares qualities of 2 persons or things. The superlative degree compares qualities of more than 2 people or things. There are several rules of converting adjectives from one degree to another. Rule 1. Most adjectives of 1 syllable are converted by adding er or est. Rule 2. When the positive ends in e, only r and st are added. Rule 3. When the positive ends in a consonant preceded by a vowel, the consonant is doubled before adding er and est. Rule 4. When the positive degree ends in y preceded by a consonant, the y is changed into I before adding er and est. Rule 5. Some comparatives and superlatives are completely different from the positive degree.